Hello, this is Isabella Grace again, hunting the silver lining. I want to talk about today a subject that is really uncomfortable for me, and I think for a lot of people, it's firstborn daughter syndrome. I don't like the word syndrome, but I heard someone else call it that. I don't know. Firstborn daughter thing. So I can't see without these, but then if I take them off, let's see. Can you see me better? I don't know. I can't see anymore. I'm blurry, which is kind of like God's version of filter when your eyesight goes. The reason why I want to talk about it is because I had an incident today where, well, I have a lot of incidents where even though I am, let's just say, the paying customer, I still feel like I owe someone something even after I've paid. If they, yeah, and I have a hard time breaking out of that. And it sounds so simple and easy, but the reason why I think about first daughter syndrome and why the word syndrome I don't care for, but I think applies is because it's a really heavy experience to get out from under. And I know that all daughters are gonna get a different experience than sons, and that's good. I mean, right? Because we're not, we're not the same. Okay, somebody lied to you. We're not the same, but but different, I don't think should equal like lesser or more. These things are so difficult to extract from life experience when a lot of our life experience, especially if it's about the way we were raised, is tied so deeply into a time in our childhood when we were nonverbal and it was already, the expectations were already present upon us to behave a certain way, smile and, wear your little dress and say thank you and give that strange man across the room you don't know a hug and sit in his lap and smile. Like there's weird stuff that we don't think of. We all just accept and we just don't think of it because it's just the way it was. But it set us up to not have healthy boundaries and not feel really comfortable speaking up for ourselves in a natural, balanced way. It's always this great resistance inside of me to speak up for myself or to say no to someone who's asking me for something when I've already paid in full and you're asking me for something else. Like, I just gave you $3,000 rent and you want me to come visit with you. Just like weird stuff where it's like a male female thing, but it's also a thing where you don't want to stick up for yourself because you're so afraid of upsetting the household. And that I realized what I was like, why do I feel resistant? And also, why do I feel weird about it? And why is this even a thing? And it's because, I'm just like therapizing myself, if that's a word. Whatever it is now. We're inventing this as we go, remember? So I realized that because of how harshly I was expected to fall in line, and because of how, as a naturally independent, confident person just by nature, I didn't fall in line easy. Even when I was getting spankings and all that, I would just be like, I still don't care. So they'll just whoop me some more, and I'd just be like crying and be like, but I'm still not gonna do it. Can you imagine the trouble I gave my parents? I mean, I don't think they did the best job in the world, but whose parents did. But also, I chuckle to myself at, man, oh man, if I saw a kid like me behaving like me, I would just laugh. Like, I have a niece she's got some of my personality traits, and I just swoop her up. I find it so incredibly charming, and I encourage her. I'm like, keep that up, but just remember to put some sugar on it and put some love and some please and some thank you and appreciation and gratitude on it, not just what you want. But because of having such a strong spirit, I think that my parents and society, teachers, stuff like that, babysitters, other elder family members were harsher on me. And that did not happen for my brother, and he did way worse than me. And he's an amazing person now as a full grown man, like wonderful, wonderful person. But like he did way worse than me. I'm not gonna put any of his dirty laundry out there, but like way, 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 like demonstrably, measurably, quantifiably worse than me. And that harshness that it never came down on him. And so the question now for myself that I'm exploring, and inviting other people to share if they have a point of view that where they figured something out on their own, or maybe they learned something from someone else but they applied it and then went, oh, like, oh, that actually works. Because I've tried so many different things in this life for so many things, you know, school, career, health, family, relationships, etc., whatever, happiness, you know, nutrition, diet, all the things that women are told we're always supposed to do every single little thing perfect. And I've noticed that a lot of the advice, the advice is horrible. And so it actually took the rug out from under my confidence, why I'm rambling today. And it all harkens back to this really harsh socialization, forced conformity of a female, especially a firstborn daughter, and the expectations, and they don't end. They don't end when you're 50. They just don't end. You're expected to show up and be supportive and loving and nourishing, and no matter what you're going through financially or emotionally or socially or physically or in your marriage or your career, or, you know, it doesn't matter. You're supposed to show up and smile and be pretty and nourish and pour out. And while I actually have learned to love that role, if I get to do it by choice, if I'm forced, I immediately get resentful. And I just wanted to put it out there that it's a real experience. And I think the firstborn daughter, because I can see the difference between myself and my much younger sister, the pressure's not the same. She doesn't conform. She just doesn't have a problem just ignoring you, which is, I kind of admire. I'm like, oh, look at that. She's just not even going to answer your text messages about when we're doing whatever. And if she does explain herself, it's just pretty blunt. And how do we reconcile the way that we were raised and how that's affecting us half a century later, and how we want to be, and how do we kind of be a better influence for the younger ones? Because sometimes I'm not sure. I love them and I want them all up under my wings. You know, I'm a very like auntie. I have strong like big sister auntie vibes, but I would love it if anybody had anything at all to say about the subject that would be useful, and without, I guess maybe it has to happen, but without having like a great big trauma bond conversation. Although I'm not sure that maybe that's not avoidable. Maybe it's unrealistic of me to think that. But yeah, standing up for yourself isn't the easiest thing in the world. And I can start to feel like I'm not worth anything, or if I'm not complying and getting all of the reassuring validation that everyone's well pleased and satisfied with me, even if I ran myself into the ground for everyone else's convenience while I was dying inside. I am struggling with how to break out of that without becoming 100% isolated or overly harsh. So if anyone has any answers, I appreciate you so much for being present. And remember, even if you hate this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe, because it's all about the algorithm and engagement. I'm kind of just messing with you, but like, you don't have to say the perfect thing. If you want to say you don't like it, that's cool too. I'm just throwing this out there. Okay? I hope you are blessed. Much love. Bye-bye.